Hey Ben, what's up? It's Daniel from Hawaii.
Hey, how's it going,
I
man?
just kind of wanted to segue into a different mode there because from what we are talking about, everything you've been talking about so far is based down into ideology. You know, the differences between ideology, the conflicts that come from ideology, and this is the problem when people have their ideology so steadfast and so immovable that they cannot take in any new information and change their worldview around it. Everybody has an ideology. Our ideology is the way that you see the world, in which lens you see the world in. And if you're so fixated on your single ideology that you cannot see the benefits of other people, then conflict and death and war is the only place there ever is. So I also want to say about that, though, is when you look at our own country, and you can see, the same strife going between ideology, of course,
Yeah,
not bloodshed or anything, but look at the left versus the right.
yeah,
Look
exactly.
at, the young Turks. The young Turks, even though they do have some really good stuff, Jay Cuder, there's times where he's like, oh, look at this dumb Republican, this dumbass Republican. He just doesn't get it, because he's so fixated on his own ideology, he can't see any of the benefits of Republicans. And vice versa. You look at Fox. Goddamn, Fox is just all about that, They can't see any deals with the left-hand side in what's benefit and what's actually good within them.
Right, right.
There is good things to be taken from almost any ideology. And there are horrible things to be taken from almost any ideology. We need to find a way to bring the good stuff together and discard the bullshit.
I like that, man. Thanks for the call. I would say I agree with almost everything that you said. Because that's the reality, right? Again, here's my ideology. Here's my ideology, right? Nobody is good. Period. That's my worldview. That's my galactic view. Nobody is good. Now, is that a pessimistic way to look at the world? No, but yes. I mean, yes, it actually pretty is really pessimistic, but there's always the opposite side. There's always the opposite side of what's being done by somebody, that this is our terrorist or somebody else's freedom fighter. We were freedom fighters, but we were someone else's terrorists. Nobody is good. No government, no state is good. Neither is anarchy, right? So nothing is good. That's my worldview. And the reason I reduced my worldview down to that is because when we start buying into our own bullshit about our ideology, we become just as bad as the people who bought into the bullshit about their ideology. That's the world as I see it. Also, the more nuanced version of that is this the global order in which we live has always lent itself to empires. Look at world history. Empires, to the extent that we knew what the entire world was, like the known world, right? The entire history of mankind, the bulk of it has been about the rise and falls of different empires, the rise and fall of different empires. That has been our existence. And it really boils down to the question of which empire do you prefer? Because, we can be anti-imperialist, and we should be anti-imperialist, but keep in mind, anti-imperialism doesn't have a solution to end all empires. Unless your solution is to just always be in the position of opposition towards empire. Okay. That's one, if that's your worldview, cool. But world history has always lent itself to global empires, what was the known world. And as much as I would like to believe that progressivism has a solution to that, I'm pretty well read on the subject. Unless there's some arcane article that I just missed, I've yet to find any ideological solution to the fact that mankind has lent itself throughout the world history towards empire and towards conflict. And this is from a person who started off as idealistic and as pacifist as you could possibly get. The problem was I actually went to try to find some solutions. And when you start trying to find the solutions to the problem, you have to first better understand the nature of the problem. And then when you realize the nature of the problem, particularly in this conversation, specifically in this conversation, I can't apply this to anything else, but specifically to this conversation of empire and conflict and war. Once you understand the nature of the problem, you get like me and just say, you know what? Nobody is good. Nobody is good. Everyone is simply doing, and they are doing what they have defined to be in their best interest. So nobody is good. Nobody is evil. Everyone is just out here doing stuff. And in the middle of people out here expanding their interests are the people who are killed, who are plundered economically, who are disenfranchised, who are the victims of competing empires. And my last critique of the left, I love y'all, I do. But if your worldview has to make you whitewash Assad, Putin, or anyone else who is a direct counterbalance to American imperialism, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. All right.